Did I hear that Dan was on here? Hi, Dano. And good morning, everybody else.
Yeah, that's
my
right,
brother
Sandy.
Dan.
That's right.
Yeah, I was mistaken this morning when I said your cue has changed, Emily.
Yeah, Emily, I'm going to say making it just so much easier for him to become what he ought to be.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Okay.
So
Sorry,
just
everybody, for interrupting our wonderful conversation here.
I just wanted to make everyone aware that we are live stream. So be aware.
Okay.
Do you guys not get a little pop-up that says we're going?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We do.
I'll say it ahead of time next time too.
Hey, Linda.
Just hooking up the audio.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Joe.
Carla Ann.
Carla Ann.
Dan Drinker, welcome.
Hello.
That's Emily's bro.
Yeah, I figured.
Bro.
Sarah Brown.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Annette.
Good morning.
This is where all the beautiful people are on Sunday morning, evidently.
Yeah. We all gather in Philadelphia.
Or wherever.
Yeah. We've got Wisconsin. We've got Arizona.
Yeah.
We're going
When
to start.
Zeus
So
comes
if everybody
back,
wants to mute.
We're gonna have Puerto Rico on in a couple.
Yep.
Here's Reverend Bill with your God Call.
Today, I want to remind you to watch out for your yes. The fact of the matter is, the infinite creative power in the universe, the law, always says yes. Regardless of what the circumstance is, it always says yes. So when you say, I am prosperous, I am loving and loved, the answer is yes. And when you say something is a pain in the neck, or when you say you're sick and tired of something, the answer is yes. So choose carefully and be ready for your yes.
Good morning, everybody. If you don't know me, I'm Emily. So happy to be with you all. I love that God call. That's got to be one of my favorite ones I've heard. I could really internalize that message this morning. This is kind of an affirmation song that I do sometimes for children, but it kind of goes along with what the God call just stated so beautifully. I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got love like an ocean, love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean in my soul. Joy like a fountain, I love that. I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river in my soul. Just like this doggy lying next to me, she has peace like a river. Thanks,
Like-
everyone.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much, Emily. And good morning, New Thought Philadelphia. Yeah, here we are back on Zoom one more time in the process of looking for a place to get back together in person. Of course, we're going to continue with the Zoom meetings and the live stream because there are so many people, as you guys were pointing out earlier, that want to be able to participate from across the country or, in fact, across the world. Jesus is on the other side of an ocean, or at least a sea today. He's in Puerto Rico. And, you know, this kind of works for everybody. So, you know the rules for Zoom. Keep your microphone muted except when you're sharing so that we don't have a cacophony. But let's just start off with a lovely cacophony. Go ahead and unmute. And please repeat after me. I open myself to love.
I open myself to love.
I open myself to joy.
I open
myself
myself
to
to
joy.
joy.
I have springtime in my heart.
I have
Have springtime in my heart.
I know love is right here, right now.
I know
Love
love
is
is
here
right here,
right
right
now.
right
And
now.
so it
So it
is.
And
is.
so it is.
You guys can exercise that mute button one more time, and I will introduce myself. I'm Reverend Dr. Bill Marchiony. Our guest speaker today is my buddy, Reverend Dr. Michelle Wadleigh, zooming in from North Jersey. She's Reverend Jersey Girl. The music is Emily Drinker. Wonderful to have you. And our practitioner of the day, and also the president of our board of trustees, is Breen Rourke, RScP, who's going to take it away.
Thank you, Bill. Good morning, everyone. Yay, happy Sunday. New Thought Philadelphia is an open and loving community of spiritual adventurers. You have to kind of do that. Adventurers, welcoming each person to experience their divine nature in an empowering space of unconditional love. Whatever path you've been on, whatever brought you here today, wherever you're headed next, we've been expecting you and welcome. Now, we believe that there is one power, love, intelligence, or force that creates everything, including each of us, and that we each use that very same power, love, intelligence, or force to create our lives according to our beliefs, or as we'd like to say, our new life begins with a new thought. Now would be a good time, if you have one and you're not zooming on it, to turn off your cell phone or anything else that might disturb you during the celebration, your fax machine, your pager, your garbage disposal someone was having issues with earlier, whatever it is, just put it aside and be here now. And I've got the pleasure to kick us off with our opening prayer. So I invite you to just get settled into this moment, knowing that there is that one power, love, intelligence, or force. It's the divine, infinite field of potentiality, the divine source of all things, God, Spirit, the Big Bang, that thing itself. It is back of everything. It's created everything. Everything emanates from it as an expression of it. And it is all there is. And it is all that is. So I know I am a unique expression of that one. And so too is everyone on the Zoom, everyone watching on YouTube, everyone everywhere is a unique and wonderful expression of that one infinite idea. So I know that this celebration is that spirit in action, the words, the music, the ideas, the technology that brings us together is all that beauty and wonder expressing here and now. So I know everyone here is here by divine appointment to hear what they need to hear, to see what they need to see, to be filled as they need to be filled. So I'm so very grateful to know this truth, grateful for this good, grateful for all these bright lights of love assembled here today. This is gratitude for this good. I release this word, this creative word, into that law that always says yes. And so it is.
So it is. Thank you, Breen. The reason we do a prayer is not to get God points or to appease a God who is going to punish us otherwise. It's because the thoughts are things. Our prayer is causative, and we can actually create a new channel of experience through our lives. So who has a prayer work story that you would like to give voice to and share with Jesus? That didn't take long. Jesus and then Jane.
Yes, I got a prayer work story. I'm in Puerto Rico right now. Last year this time, my sister from Arizona had to be with us, but she went through a cancer treatment. So that's when I would say my little world fell a little apart. But I started doing prayer, and today I'm here with my moms, and they flew in yesterday. My sister that is cancer-free now, she's doing terrific, better than ever, came with her husband, and my other sister from New York also flew in yesterday, and my sister, the older sister that live here, I'm gonna pick her up, and we're gonna, all of us meet and have a good time. So it's like something, it's like a miracle, you know, but we know prayer works, and I'm expecting always the good, expecting the best, and here I am, and thank you.
There you
Yes.
are. Amen. What a great story. Thank you, Jesus. Jane, you're next.
Good morning. So mine's short. I have 12 paintings in a juried show, and the show opened yesterday morning. And I don't usually go to an opening day at this particular show because it's like, it's Saturday, it's probably really crowded and I don't want to deal with crowds. But I thought we'll go, to the opening. And so Breen and I went, and two of my larger paintings sold within a half hour.
Nice.
So that was really cool. I was like, yes, let's keep selling more.
I love when that happens. I love when that happens. Thank you. Either Christine or Liam or Bobby.
Christine, I've just been dealing with a lot of medical stuff, and just want to give a shout out to those who have prayed with me, the Power of Eight group, the practitioners and the prac students. It's really helped. It's really helped me on my path to healing and complete well-being. And I'm feeling really grateful to be a part of this community and supported and loved, and that healing prayer is working in my life.
Beautiful. Thank you, Christine. That's awesome. Renee, and then Emily, and then back to Jane.
Good morning. I have been needing a new car for a long, long time, and I hate having to go to the dealers by myself. It's like going to the dentist. But finally, I went and was terrified. But within 2 hours, she said, "You got a car and you can drive off the lot." And I had been praying for so long, and I was like, wow, how many other gifts has God given me? But I have not like reached out because of fear. So now I'm really excited to see what else is coming.
That is beautiful. Wonderful. What a great story. Thank you. Yeah, as you go to the car dealer, it's like getting a cash extraction. Emily?
Yeah, I don't normally share during this part because I'm sharing through music, but I have just wanted to share that I released a new album a few days ago, and there was so much anxiety and worry leading up to it, and just lots of different details that I didn't know if they would all work out, but I was definitely praying, and it did actually. And I'm trying to retrain my brain to remember it has been working out. So just kind of internalize that feedback. But it was just such an awesome, happy celebration the last few days. And
Wonderful. Thank you, Emily. And, it's just a reminder that, returning to health and vitality, which is our birthright, having a beautiful experience at the car dealer, selling the paintings, it's not like God is limited to a particular lane and you have to choose in there. There's infinite possibilities are always available, and prayer opens them up. So thank you and congratulations, everybody. I'm looking forward to more of those. Jane, you got some announcements for us?
Yes, I do. This blossom of information is on our website at newthoughtphilly.org and in our weekly e-newsletter. Please sign up on the website so we can keep in touch. Twice a day, we have a community check-in and meditation on Zoom. Everyone is welcome. They're inspiring and fun and quick. Less than 15 minutes start to finish. Our spring class is No Mud, No Lotus, led by Master Forgiveness teacher, Reverend Dr. Michelle Wadleigh. It combines the heart of forgiveness with the strength of spiritual principle. 6 Wednesday evenings beginning May 4th. Registration is open now. There will be a spiritual practices class on Tuesday evenings this summer from June 14th to August 23rd. It's a great way to bring more spiritual awareness to this warm and bright time of year. Episode 46 of Reverend Bill's Practical Prayer Podcast is Consciousness. Listen on the website or subscribe on Apple, Google, Spotify, or Stitcher. You can watch the live stream of the recording session on Monday at 1 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube. Follow our social media on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and join the 914 spiritual adventures in our group on meetup.com. The Power of 8 Intention Circle meets on Zoom every Monday at 6:30. Contact Sandy for information. The Women's Circle meets on Zoom on Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Contact Sandy for information. The Unexpected Income Club is underway. Join the club to prove prosperity principles in the laboratory of your life. Sign up on the website, say the practical prayer every day, and donate 10% of the extra money that shows up for you. The other 90% is God's gift to you. We are grateful for your tax-deductible donations by PayPal, check, Venmo, or Cash App. Thank you to the production team and presenters who make our Zoom celebrations work and have fun doing it. There's a short technical rehearsal before the celebration on Sunday. To join the team, contact Carla Ann. Next Sunday is online. The 1st of May brings joyous dances around the maypole. Reverend Bill notes that the word Mayday is also used as a distress signal, and the way we experience Mayday is linked to our own unique position. Live original music by Emily Drinker. Reverend Bill and the practitioners offer professional spiritual coaching and practical prayer by appointment. After the celebration this morning, Breen will be available for a quick miracle in a minute prayer at no charge. We'll leave the Zoom meeting open for people to talk amongst ourselves.
Thank you, Jane. So when we get back in person, we love to hug. I mean, that's when I got into the New Thought teaching, the teaching was cool, but the hugging was really great for me. So we love doing that. And so during our greeting song, we have an opportunity to wander around the room and hug each other. And before that, we welcome our first-time visitors with a special blessing and a welcome packet. So if you are here for the first time or want to channel your inner first-timer, go ahead and wave your hand so we can see who you are, if you're willing to do that. There's Rev Zamoria is there, and JEB. There you go.
Dan, maybe.
And Dan.
Dan Drinker, your first time, right? Yeah, there he is.
There you are. So you guys, you newbies, just receive this. The rest of us are going to rub our hands together so we can feel the warmth, feel the love, bring that up. No, you're just going to accept. The first time is going to accept. We're going to send out that love. You are the bright light of God's love. Thank you for shining that light and sharing that love with us today, and welcome home. This is the virtual hugging part. So the hugs don't work that well through Zoom. And you can hug your computer if you want, but that's a little weird. We're going to do during this next song, which Emily, by the way, wrote based on an exercise in our Beyond Limits class. Go into gallery view so you can make eye contact with people we're in community with. The eyes that you're looking into and the eyes that you're looking with are both the eyes of God. Emily?
Yes. Well, I feel spoiled today to have my brother on here because just looking at him just brings me a lot of joy. So thanks, Dano. Okay, this is, as Bill said, from an affirmation card that I got at New Thought a couple of years ago. And you can easily sing along, and you probably already know it. I am worthy. I am prosperous. I am enough. I am beautiful. I am powerful. I am gifted. And finally, I am love. I can't actually remember if it's I am love or I am loved, but I kind of switch back and forth.
It's either one works.
Either one works, exactly. All right, so here we go. I am worthy. I am prosperous. I am in love. Oh, I am beautiful. I am powerful. I am gifted. I am loved. We're going to go around again. I am worthy. I am prosperous. I am in love. Oh, I am beautiful. I am powerful. I am gifted. I am loved. One more time, for good measure. I am worthy. I am prosperous. I am enough. Oh, I am beautiful. I am powerful. I am gifted. I am love. I am love. I am love. I am loved. I am loved. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Emily, so much. That was absolutely wonderful. Jesus had the Distance Award. He's in Puerto Rico, or at least the Overseas Award for longest distance until JEB says you're in the UK. So welcome, and to our global group over here. Jesus is going to lead us in the flames of faith this morning.
I got beat again. Oh, man. Okay, we perform this ceremony to acknowledge that all people and all faith come from the one power, love, intelligence, which we call spirit or God. We honor the richness that comes from our shared diversity and bless the interwoven energy of the divine, feminine, and masculine. We light the first candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the second candle for the shamanic tradition, honoring the belief and practice of all indigenous people, the way of primal spirituality. We light the third candle for Hinduism, honoring the path, knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all form of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle for all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. As we light the truth candle, the healing candle, please put silently into the light the names of anyone or any place you wish to have experienced the healing flames of God's eternal love.
Blessed be. The reading today comes to us via Emmet Fox and it's brought to us by Sandy.
Good morning. The reading is from the Sermon on the Mount by Emmet Fox, and it's a piece on an interpretation of the Lord's Prayer. If your prayers are not being answered, search your consciousness and see if there's not someone whom you have yet to forgive. Find out if there is not some old thing about which you are very resentful. Search and see if you are not really holding a grudge. It may be camouflaged in some self-righteous way, a grudge against some individual or some body of people, a nation, a race, a social class, some religious movement of which you disapprove, a political party, or whatnot. If you're doing so, then you have an act of forgiveness to perform. And when this is done, you will probably make your demonstration. If you cannot forgive at present, you will have to wait for your demonstration until you can. And you will have to postpone finishing your recital of the Lord's Prayer too, or involve yourself in the position that you do not desire the forgiveness of God. Setting others free means setting yourself free, because resentment is really a form of attachment. It's a cosmic truth that it takes two to make a prisoner, the prisoner and the jailer. There's no such thing as being a prisoner on one's own account. Every prisoner must have a jailer, and the jailer is as much a prisoner as his charge. When you hold resentment against anyone, you're bound to that person by a cosmic link, a real, though mental, chain. You're tied by a cosmic tie to the thing that you hate. The one person perhaps in the whole world whom you most dislike is the very one to whom you are attaching yourself by a hook that is stronger than steel. Is this what you wish? Is this the condition in which you desire to go on living? Remember, you belong to the thing with which you're linked in thought, and at some time or other, if that tie endures, the object of your resentment will be drawn again into your life, perhaps to work further havoc. Do you think that you can afford this? Of course, no one can afford such a thing, and so the way is clear. You must cut all such ties by a clear and spiritual act of forgiveness. You must lose him and let him go. No, that was, you must loose him and let him go. By forgiveness, you set yourself free. You save your soul. And because the law of love works alike for one and all, you help to save his soul too, making it just so much easier for him to become what he ought to be.
Thank you. This is a song by the singer Feist. Make sure my audio is okay. I'm sorry, 2 words I always think after you're gone, when I realize I was acting all wrong, so selfish. 2 words that could describe old actions of mine, when patience is in short supply. We don't need to say goodbye. We don't need to fight and cry. We could hold each other tight tonight. We're so helpless. We're slaves to our own forces. We're afraid of our emotions. No one knows where the shore is. We're divided by the ocean. And the only thing I know is the answer isn't for us. No, the answer isn't for us. I'm sorry, 2 words I always think after you're gone, when I realize I was acting all wrong. We don't need to say goodbye. We don't need to fight and cry. We could hold each other tight tonight. Tonight. Tonight.
Thank you so much, Emily. So I grew up in Montclair, New Jersey, and after I found this teaching, I was visiting my dad's house in Montclair, and I knew that there was a relatively new center for spiritual living that had opened up in Montclair, and that happened to be the first work that our guest today, Reverend Dr. Michelle Wadleigh, had started. And so that was my first visit down there on Park Street, and she moved around and we moved around, and eventually got to spend a bunch of time with her because her son was in the teen group with me. And when I went into ministry, Michelle said, ooh, I want to be your mentor. And usually you have to go find a mentor. And I said, absolutely. The answer is always yes. And the thing that she was passionate about is that she wanted to make sure that I understood the difference between the teaching and the teacher. Because in the community that she had been taught in, she was taught that we don't do the volunteer work or charity work out in the community, because we just get focused on spirituality, on principle. And she discovered that was just because her teacher didn't like doing that stuff. It had nothing to do with it. There was a rule in the organization. We are free to express our divinity in any way that we want. And Michelle has been channeling that wonderful instruction for me, but she also does her work in the world as well as her work in spirituality. She is going to Alabama on Wednesday because she has been absolutely passionate about helping our society move beyond white supremacy. We got involved in that a little bit a couple of years ago, and got involved in a program that Michelle was doing, Healing the Divide. And Sandy Fried was able to help create the 3rd edition of Healing the Divide, which ran earlier this year. And the next thing that Michelle is doing is going and actually they're going to walk across the Edmund Pettus Bridge. And because that makes it real, that makes it visceral, that allows the transformation to continue happening. And the other thing that she's passionate about, that she's been into for 20 or more years, is emotional health and blending that with this new thought science of mind teaching, because there's such an opportunity for that. And echoing off of what was in the reading about forgiveness, that has been a huge piece of her life's work. So I could continue talking about Michelle Wadleigh until her time is up, but I'm not going to do that. I am instead going to introduce my friend and mentor, Reverend Dr. Michelle Wadleigh.
Oh, thank you, Bill. I'm actually tearing up from. It's funny when someone talks about you in that way and you reflect like, oh yeah, I've been busy. I've been looking to do whatever I can to leave this earth a better place than when I entered it. That's for sure. And I'm going to give you a 30-second tour about my why. I came out of a classic dysfunctional family. Pretty normal. It's a pretty normal dysfunctional family with all the with anything that could possibly go wrong. It went wrong in my family. And I'm the last of 7, and I probably received the least amount of the unpleasantness in my family. But my blessing is that I had a spiritual teacher when I was knee high to a grasshopper, and I was taught about responsibility. I was taught about the presence of love, and I was taught about forgiveness at a very, very young age. So with these people who gave birth to me, who were so pained and paining others, they were the victim of their own actions, but I got to free myself. I got to free myself because of this work. And that's my hope and dream. Because what happens is the pain, the suffering, the stories, the memories, the beliefs, the conscious and the unconscious, the direct and the ancestral pain, all of those things seep into us at the level of the subconscious. And what happens is we don't even realize most of the time that these things are informing our behaviors, that it is informing the way we go toward or avoid. Now, there's so many healing modalities, but in my mind, I don't care which one you do, but let us never fool ourselves as conscious people that there's work to be done. There's cleaning up to be done, and God knows there is forgiveness to be done. By the way, whoever chose that reading, you're going to think I stole it and just worked it into my talk. The reading was brilliant. It was perfect. And I guess I didn't realize that's something I have in my talk today. I guess I didn't know I was quoting, or I didn't remember I was quoting Emerson, who I love and adore. So I came up with 10 points because I could talk for hours and hours and hours about forgiveness and the mechanism. One of the things that happens is that people don't realize there's actually a mechanism, because unless we include the subconscious mind, which is kind of a boring subject most of the time, until you realize that that's where the seeds of your pain live, and then you realize it's a critical part of the conversation. And for some of us, there are easy things to forgive, but for some of us, trying to forgive without looking deeper within, it's not going to fly. So the first thing, point number 1, you have to get in touch with your why. Your why will motivate you when the proverbial poop hits the fan. Because when you go down this road of practicing forgiveness, it will. And every class I have, every time, suddenly I'm getting calls about people who are getting memories that are coming up, or they're just allowing themselves to feel again things that they had felt that they thought were complete. So this stuff, until we really cleanse it out, sits there as a virus on your computer. So it's important to remember, why am I doing this? And for me, it's freedom. I want freedom. I want freedom from all those influences. Number 2, you got to make the decision, set the intention, and be determined. And you don't need a teacher. If you can actually hold on to your determination and your intention strong enough. The problem is very often when it starts to get a little rough and a little feeling intense, it's good to have that person not to show you or do it for you, but to take a hand up. Even the power of a group that's happening, even in there, even there would be, because community, and by the way, I just finished reading Mind Over Medicine, and she gives critical statistics how health within a community for white people can add up to 7 years on your life. For African Americans, you're going to think this number is fake, can add up to 14 years. 14 years. That's an incredible number. Okay. Number 3, and this is the first time when I'm teaching or when I'm guiding people with it's the first big, really? And that is a practice of non-judgment, because most of us don't realize that the pain that we experience is because we first judged. We have either judged ourselves, or we've judged another, or we've judged a politician, or we've judged a society. And that judgment and standing against that judgment is what has caused us to require forgiveness in the first place. Because we hold someone as wrong, we hold someone as bad, or whatever that is. And by the way, not all pain is equal. Some of you have suffered at the hands of others. I know that because I know the statistics. And so being annoyed by somebody is certainly not the same as being abused. I want to be really clear about that. Okay. But it's still for the general and for all of life, where we judge, we have to forgive. It's a package. So here comes the next ouch. It's responsibility. Self-responsibility, not blame, not blame. Responsibility is not the same as blame. But when we take responsibility, and I teach that there's 3 ways to do this. We take responsibility for creating our reality. We take responsibility for responding to our reality, but then we have to take responsibility for co-creating the future of our reality. And so if we're practicing forgiveness, that means I'm taking responsibility, and now I'm going to project myself in a different way. All of these things are part of the process. Step number 5, and I want you to hear me from the place of the highest love I could possibly say this to anyone. You are not at the mercy of your past. You are not at the mercy of your pain. You are not at the mercy of your scars. You are not at the mercy of any of it. Not now, not ever. And we work hard to really get people to hear that. Because we are, in a New Thought teaching, what we are classically is a belief in possibility. It is possibility that allows us to say, oh, I can move beyond that. And I hope in your heart, if you remember nothing else today, you remember that I'm not at the mercy of anything that has gone before this moment in time. Number 6, all forgiveness has 2 parts. One, it's we and even in the program that I teach, we look out at others first, simply because we're engaged in the world, and it's easy. It's easy for us to think it's outside. We get distracted. Anybody have some people you'd like to forgive? Anybody got some? If you had a list? Yeah, okay. I can't see the other faces, but I bet everybody has a list. And we even break down the list. We break down the list to the annoying, irksome people in our lives. We break down the list to the angry, really, intense things. And then there's a whole category where some of you might know rage. You might know rage. But until the irksomeness, until the angry, until the rageful is healed, it's running us. It runs us. Anybody got some illness that you can't quite get over? Prosperity issues you can't quite get over? Relationships, they're not quite working. Your career, it's, and it was in the reading. This is the impact of not cleaning up the internal. Not cleaning up the internal leads us to reliving and redoing and regurgitating and, all the toxic stuff. And here's what I didn't say this to you earlier, but I want to say it to you now. There's something inside of you. There's an intuition inside of you. And when we're real busy, we have trouble tuning in. But if you get quiet enough and you slow down enough and you listen deeply enough, I can guarantee you that you will find within yourself the reminder that you have some work, some healing, some loving to do. Guaranteed, it's there. You know, no one has to tell you. It's not a fun thing to do. I'm not going to lie to you. This is not for the weak of heart. You know, this is even just metaphysics alone, because we are individuals who say, yes, I can do it. The I can do it calls upon all of our strengths. Number 7, it requires a bounty of self-love, self-acceptance, and self-empathy. And if you've done any of Brene Brown's work, you know it's the self-empathy that helps to heal the shame. When you love yourself enough to forgive yourself, you will rise up out of that. And by the way, this is for beginners and ministers. I'm here because I needed it. I'm here not just because I was hurt and harmed. I'm here because I made a bounty of mistakes that if I started talking about the things I did wrong, you might all just shut off your screens and leave. But that's the truth. I'm here because I screwed up and I also needed to forgive myself. And because I have 3 sons, and to be the full me to my sons, I had to heal. To be the grandmother I want to be, I had to heal. I had to heal. And the process continues. But it's self-love, self-forgiveness, and self-empathy, critical. Now, here's another. And all these points are things that seem, you know, when I had to dissect this, when Reverend Bill asked me to do it, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so many points, so many things. And this is still just scratching the surface. But there is a place within you. There is a place within you that has never been hurt, harmed, or injured in any way. There is a place that lives with you at the heart of your being, and it has never been harmed, but it's buried. And when we go looking for it and we dive down deep, I promise you, you'll find it. It is your innocence. It is your purity. And I often call it your God spark. It is that which incarnated with you when you were born. Yes, you've been distracted from it, very possibly. But it's there. And guess what? It's there in your offenders too. It's there in your offenders too. And that can often be the hard part. That can be the hard part to remember. Number 9, I mean. True freedom comes when you free all from your mind, from your heart, from your soul. And this is where, Sandy, where I put, remember the prisoner and the jailer are both in jail. This is so hard because we think if I'm angry, I keep myself safe. If I'm righteous, I keep myself protected. But nothing is further from the truth. Because when you protect yourself, you warden off your heart, but you prevent love. You prevent healing. That idea of protection is a lie. And you're not free till everyone's free. And the way I say it is there's no private good. So I couldn't be free as long as I thought I could forgive, but I'm going to still keep my father in jail. Oh, I can forgive myself, but I'm still going to keep my mother over there. It doesn't work, my beloveds. It doesn't work. And if you're more attached to having someone punished than you are to your freedom, it's going to hurt. That hurt is not necessary. You can be free of them. You can be free of all of them. You can be free of their actions. You can be free of your pain, and you can be free of your own pain. I promise you this is true. Forgiveness is for everyone. Everyone. And I know that this might be already known, but I'm just going to say it so No, it's in the recording. Forgiveness does not condone behavior. Forgiveness does not approve of certain people's behaviors. There will still be those very challenging, very damaged people in the world. They will continue to exist. But when you do your work, you cease having to engage them. And it happens kind of magically, believe it or not. It's fascinating. But when we heal, it almost appears like someone's no longer in your life, but the vibration of healing and wholeness has you not engage them or them not engage you. It's actually kind of magical. It's one of the more mystical things of New Thought that people don't talk about that often. But you don't have to forcibly get yourself in touch with or avoid anybody. Your healing will make it happen. Your healing makes it happen. And setting really good boundaries. That's totally acceptable. Forgiveness does not mean you have to continue to engage someone who's been unkind or harmful. Please hear these things, okay? And if you tried and you think it didn't work, it is not your fault. And this is the piece I want to say to you. There are a lot of books on forgiveness. And the book I always used to use before I created my own program was Colin Tipping's Radical Forgiveness. Brilliant work, brilliant. It has a lot to do with what I'm doing. But what even Colin didn't do in his work is he didn't engage the subconscious. Bill's focus on teaching prayer and demonstrating how prayer works is critical to uprooting the seeds of pain that live within us. But it's not quite easy. You have to know how to get in. And anybody, any gardeners, any gardeners in the room? You don't take you don't grab dandelions off the lawn, which you're not supposed to do anymore because remember, in May, no mow May, so that the bees can get to the pollination and all the stuff they have to do. Anyway, but when we used to pull dandelions more quickly, you never just pull a dandelion from the top of the soil. You have to dig down because their root is deep. Forgiveness is the same way. Forgiveness has saved my life. It saved my life. And I've been talking fast. I'm trying to get this information out to you. But you please, I just want you to know. I have been victimized. I won't say a victim because I never claim that anymore. And I've been a perpetrator. And I couldn't stand here before you if I didn't do this work. I'll tell you one quick story. I think I still have a minute or so. And this, no, just barely. Can I tell a quick story, Bill? Where are you? Okay. Many years ago, involved with a man that was the father of my brilliant third son, who I love and adore, his precious young man. Bill has had a lot of influence over my son when he was younger. His father, not such a nice guy. And I will not give you the whole story because there's not enough time. But there was a moment during Thanksgiving about 24 years ago that there was an argument that broke out. And part of what happened at that argument was that my baby's dad and his stepdad, it's a complicated story, went into the basement, my basement of my home, and opened the gas pipe in my home. And clearly had to call the police and the fire department. It was a lot of drama, lots of drama. They arrested him for attempted murder. But what happened was when I went to my neighbor's house and the cops came and the detective came, and my friend was the detective on duty at the time because I used to be involved in the first aid squad. And he put the paperwork down in front of me. He took the paperwork. He said, "Here, sign this. These are your victim rights." And I had a moment of clarity, unlike any I'd ever had before in my life. And I looked up at him and I said, "I'm not a victim." And when we determine ourselves that we're not victims, healing happens. I know for you that you have the capacity to get free. And I hope for many of you that you join us on this class. It's loving, it's gentle, it is fierce, but it is also very loving. I thank you for your attention today, and I know forgiveness for each and every one of you, that your heart is clear and that you find freedom. Bless you. Thank you.
Now I have the very difficult task of trying to play a song after that and not crying. So that was really wonderful. Thank you, Michelle. Growing up, it was just me and my mom against the world, and all my sympathies were with her when I was a little girl. But now I've seen both my parents play out the hands that they were dealt, and as each year goes by, I know more about how my father must have felt. I just want you to understand that I know what all the fighting was for. I just want you to understand that I'm not angry anymore. I'm not angry anymore. She taught me how to wage a cold war with quiet charm, but I just want to walk through my life unarmed, to accept and just get by like my father learned to do, but without all the acceptance and getting by that got my father through. I just want you to understand that I know what all the fighting was for, and I just want you to understand that I'm not angry anymore. I'm not angry anymore. Night falls like people into love. We generate our own light to compensate for the lack of light from above. Every time we fight, a cold wind blows our way, but we learn like the trees how to bend, how to sway and say, I think I understand what all this fighting is for. And baby, I just want you to understand that I'm not angry anymore. I'm not angry anymore. Thanks.
Beautiful. Thank you, Emily, so much. And thank you, Reverend Michelle. Such a great message. It's my honor and privilege now to lead us in a bit of a meditative practice. And I latched on to something that you said, Michelle, that I want to focus on for our meditation, and that's the God spark. Because forgiveness work can be difficult, as you said, and even talking about it and thinking about it, I'm thinking about people and situations, and some of that stuff starts to come up, and it's like, it's a Sunday morning celebration. We got an hour or so. We can work on that other stuff on starting Star Wars Day, May the 4th be with you, with Michelle and No Mud, No Lotus, and really dig into that forgiveness work. But for now, for the next few minutes, I want us to settle in and become aware of that God spark that is within us. So I invite you to get comfortable wherever you are. May be helpful to sit with your back straight so you can relax and go within, but also stay awake. I like to sit with my feet flat on the floor, my hands in my lap, palms up. Close your eyes if you're comfortable, or allow them to go to a soft focus. And just relax. Just be here now in this moment. And relax. And breathe. In and out. And relax. I invite you to take a nice, full, deep breath in. Hold it for just a moment. And exhale with a loud sigh. Just feel yourself relax. Feel the vibration in your body from that sigh. And if you didn't sigh audibly, we're going to do it again and you have another chance. Nice full deep breath in. Hold. And exhale. Within each of us is that God spark. I want you to imagine you're sitting in a dark room. We've all been in the dark. You know what that's like. We also know that in a very dark room, even the smallest spark can create a bright light. And that's that God spark within us. That little spark can ignite that fire in your soul. Allow that spark, even if it's just a flash, just for a moment, to brighten up that dark room. Allow that spark to grow. Allow that light to expand, warming and illuminating that room. Imagine that spark going brighter and brighter. That brilliant light washes over you, surrounds you. Breathe in that light. That light that you are, that emanates from that God spark. That light is always available. As we go into the silence, just bathe in that light. That God light that you are. Soak it in. Live in it. And it in you.
Oh, there is a sweetness, a power of vibration. And in the quietude of our own mind and heart right now, we can feel it. And be invited into this space, into the rhythm of life as it wants to love each of us. So as we sink and surrender and give over our individual opinions and egos, not to get rid of them, but to just surrender for the moment, we find that there is only one thing left, and that is the presence as us. So I speak this word for each and every one of us, declaring that love is wanting us to be revealed in greater and greater ways. The healing is seeking to happen through us. And there is a beauty at the heart of our being that must be revealed. And as we turn to that call and allow our intuition to draw us into itself, the sweet celebration is beautiful. I'm so moved by the presence of the One in this moment. I bless each one present, everyone who will hear this going forward. I bless this community. I bless Reverend Bill. I bless the work of every individual here. May you feel safe to be revealed. May you feel whole. For this beauty and so much more, I am grateful, and I release this word to love, to the law, and to the awe of life itself. And so it is.
Take another deep, full breath in. Allow your awareness to come back to your body. Bring yourself back into the zone. Emily sings another song.
The world as I see it is a remarkable place, a beautiful house in a forest. The stars are now to space. From a bird's eye view, I can see it as a well-rounded personality. From a bird's eye view, I can see we are family. It's not hard for me to love you, hard for me to love you. No, it's not a difficult thing. It's not hard for me to love you, hard for me to love you, because you are the world to me. Yeah, the world as I see it is a remarkable place. Every man makes a difference, and every mother's child is the same. From a bird's eye view, I can see we are spiraling down in gravity. From a bird's eye view, I can see you are just like me. It's not hard for me to love you, hard for me to love you. No, it's not a difficult thing. It's not hard for me to love you, hard for me to love you unconditionally. No, it's not hard for me to love you, hard for me to love you. No, it's not a difficult thing. It's not hard for me to love you, hard for me to love you, because you are the world to me. You are the mountains, you are the rock, you are the cord and you're the spark. You are the eagle, you are the lark, you are the world and you're remarkable. You are the ocean eating the shore, you are the calm inside the storm. You're every emotion you can endure. You are the world and the world is yours. It's not hard for me to love you, hard for me to love you. No, it's not a difficult thing. It's not hard for me to love you, hard for me to love you, because you are the world to me. It's not hard for me to love you, hard for me to love you. Ooh. It's not hard for me to love you, hard for me to love you, because you are the world to me. Oh. Mm.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Emily. And thank you so much, Reverend Michelle. Wow, what inspiration. I'm getting messages from all sorts of people. Ooh, gotta sign up for that class. May the 4th be with you. Yeah. This is the time for our wisdom share. This is when the posse is the preacher. If there is something that has come up for you that you want to give voice to now, then go ahead, raise your hand either in your screen or using the little digital reaction button, and we'll have a little moment to share. Dina.
Woo, Michelle. Wow. All I can say is, for a long time, I have been looking for a forgiveness teacher. I've been doing this a long time. And I finally felt like, yes. I felt the yes. And Emily, your voice is so beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you for this day.
Thank you. Annette or Nettie.
Sorry, I'm playing with my mute button here. I just want to say thank you, Reverend Michelle. I'm taking the class now, and I'm a practitioner, and I've taken religious science classes for 9 years now. I took a year and a half of intensive classes with Alan Cohen. I've taken Debbie Ford's classes, and many of them have focused on forgiveness. And I have to say, this is the first time that the forgiveness work has moved very definitively from my head into my heart and my body. And I feel it. I feel its impact. I'm only through week 3 and week 4 of the exercises and reading, but it's just so powerful. I think that I need to take it again, and maybe again after that. So if anyone has questions, I can put my phone number in the chat, and feel free to call me, because it's really big. It's just big, and its impact on me already in this short time has been, it's shaken me. It's shaken me a lot. And it's hard. It's also very hard, but that shouldn't scare anybody, because you have to do it sooner or later, I believe.
Beautiful. Thank you, Annette. Yeah, forgiveness is one of those things that just seems counterintuitive, but when we realize that when we have a resentment, and it's like drinking poison and hoping the other person will die. It just doesn't work. Michelle?
I want to say one thing, and thank you for comments. I get emotional, so you'll have to excuse me. I'm happy I held it together today. But one thing I least like in the world is the regret. And as a minister, and Bill knows this, I've done a lot of memorial services. And every single memorial service I've ever done, I beg people to practice forgiveness, to tell people they love it, to tell people in their lives that they love them, and to clean stuff up. There's only now, folks, and there's only one mother, there's only one father, and those critical relationships. And if they're already gone, you can still clean it up, and you can even still have a relationship with them if they're gone. But dear God, don't let regret be a reality for you when you can do something about it. Love wants to happen here.
Thank you, Michelle. I'm going to call on Jane to do our offering in just a second. There was a quote that I heard this week, which was wonderful. Feeling gratitude without expressing it is like wrapping a gift and not giving it. So be in that flow. Be in that flow. Jane?
Okay. New Thought Philadelphia is all about spreading the love. Our community is supported by your contributions. The gift you share helps fund our work in the world, and the way you shine your light spreads the love. We are grateful for every way you share. We don't have a basket today, but there is a donate button on the website to make a donation by credit card or PayPal. You can also mail a check to our office in Ardmore. The offering affirmation is on the screen. We'll say the affirmation together. I live in an abundant universe.
Abundant universe.
I am one
I am
with
one
with the infinite source of all good. I am a center of conscious prosperity.
I enjoy the richness of life.
I
I bless
bless
my
my
gifts.
gifts.
I share my gifts with gratitude and joy.
I know that
I
as
know
I
that
give,
as I give, I do receive.
Receive.
And so it is.
And
so
so
it
it
is.
is. Thank you so much. Emily, take us home.
Yes, all right, let's do it. Ooh, this was really an amazing celebration this morning. Thank you to everyone that's been part of it. I got the call today I didn't want to hear, but I knew that it would come. An old true friend of ours was talking on the phone. She said you found someone. When I thought of all the bad luck and the struggles we went through, and how I lost me and you lost you. What are these voices outside love's open door? Make us throw off our contentment and beg for something more. But I am learning to live without you now. But I miss you sometimes. The more I know, the less I understand. All the things I thought I knew, I'm learning again. I've been trying to get down to the heart of the matter, but my will gets weak. And my thoughts seem to scatter, but I think it's about forgiveness. Forgiveness, even if you don't love me anymore. How these times are so uncertain. There's a yearning undefined, and people filled with rage. We all need a little tenderness. How can love survive in such a graceless age? All the trust and self-assurance that lead to happiness, they're the very things we kill, I guess. But pride and competition cannot fill these empty arms. And the work I put between us, you know it doesn't keep me warm. But I am learning to live without you now. But I miss you, baby. The more I know, the less I understand. All the things I thought I figured out, I'm learning again. I've been trying to get down to the heart of the matter, but everything changes. And my thoughts seem to scatter, but I think it's about forgiveness. Forgiveness, even if you don't love me anymore. There are people in your life who've come and gone. They let you down, you know they hurt your pride. You better put it all behind you, baby, 'cause life goes on. You keep carrying that anger, it'll eat you up inside, baby. I've been trying to get down to the heart of the matter, but my will gets weak. And my thoughts seem to scatter, but I think it's about forgiveness. Forgiveness, even if you don't love me. I've been trying to get down to the heart of the matter, because the flesh will get weak and the ashes will scatter, but I'm thinking about forgiveness. Forgiveness, even if you don't love me anymore. anymore. Forgiveness, 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 yeah. Forgiveness, forgiveness, even if you don't love me anymore, anymore, anymore. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Emily. Thank you so much, everyone. Breen, a wonderful meditation. Michelle, just an inspiring talk. Definitely looking forward to the forgiveness class starting on the 4th of May. A quick reminder that registration is open on the website, and Michelle knows that as soon as we make the commitment to start our forgiveness work, the work begins. So there's actually something that she calls pre-work. So as soon as you register, you will get the pre-work, and you get to start doing the pre-work, because that's what happens as we let go of those things that have been controlling us and open up to what's new. So let us conclude in a joyous cacophony on what's in Philadelphia, a beautiful spring day. Go ahead and unmute your microphone and repeat after me. I am love.
I am love.
I am light.
I am light.
I am letting go of what's old.
I am
letting go of
what's
what's old.
I am opening to what's new.
I am opening to what's new.
My light is shining.
My light is shining.
The love is flowing.
Love is flowing.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Yay.